What's up, you guys? It is your boy JB, and we are back for a new season of Tyler Perry's The Oval. This is season 3, episode 1, An Eye for an Eye. Now, you guys know that Sisters premieres tomorrow. Well, actually, today. Sisters premieres tonight, actually. Are we still on season 3 or are we on season 4 with Sisters? If you guys know, leave that in the comment section for me. But with that out, but before we get into the video, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and are not already subscribed to the channel, I need you guys to do me a big solid favor and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell button, share the video, and stop taking me out on this date. So with that out the way, without further ado, let's discuss The Oval on BET. Alright, you guys, so the lighting is going to be a little bit off today because, like I said, and if you guys watched, I think I'm going to put our kind of people up first. If you guys watched that review, you guys know it's raining here. So we picked this episode up literally where the season finale left off, which was literally about a month ago, right? So you guys remember with the season finale that as Hunter and Victoria got back to the White House from visiting Victoria's father, that they were met by gunfire, right? So we see them and they're trying to cover FLOTUS and POTUS, right? We notice that Hunter has blood on his hands, right? Speaking of the season premiere, right? They updated the intro card, right? Victoria, Karen Moore, you guys know for the last 2 seasons when they show her, she has that scowl on her face, right? But now she's smiling. I'm like, oh, Victoria is smiling. And then in the credits, we also have 3 people. I think we have 2 new people, but one person I believe is upgraded, right? Alan is now a main cast member, and we see the vice president and the second lady of the United States. We weren't introduced to them in this episode, so I don't know when we're going to be introduced to those 2, right? But I do know that season 3, we are going to be meeting our vice president as well as the second lady of the United States. And they're a black couple. So they kept asking Hunter, whose blood was that? He says it's not his blood, right? So we found out that it was actually an agent that got shot. So they did apprehend the shooter, right? Hunter's dumbass wants to see the shooter. I'm like, why? If this person just took a hit on your life, why would you then want to see him, right? So then he also wants them to call Ellie to come in. And Victoria's like, at this time, you want to fuck that girl. I'm like, Hunter doesn't care, Victoria. And you should know that, right? So Victoria's like, you know what? I'm ready to go to my room. Let me get the hell out of here. Sam says no. And Hunter's like, wait a minute. How are you able to get her to listen to you? She says he has a big penis. Something you know nothing about. But Donald, you like big penises, don't you? I'm like, why does she always go after Donald? And Hunter's an idiot. Hunter is an idiot. So eventually, Victoria and Sam left, right? Donald and Hunter were left, right? Hunter wanted to get a drink. The Secret Service told him no, not to go near the window, which I understand that, right? If someone just took a hit on your life, they want to secure the perimeter and make sure that there's no one else around. So I got that. Hunter, unfortunately, Hunter's dumbass act like he doesn't get it. So he thinks that Victoria just be poking fun at Donald about being gay. I'm like, dude, you've literally saw things, especially with him and Kyle, but you don't think he's, okay, you know what? Hunter is truly an idiot. So then let's move over to Kareem and Sharon, right? So Kareem and Sharon, they go to the pharmacy. There's no Dale, of course, because Dale got shot. Okay. I still can't get over that last season from Dale getting shot. And then, what's that woman's name? The one that Richard was trying to go on a date with. She came in there and didn't see him anywhere. But, actually, you know what? Now that I look, actually, after seeing this scene, I'm like, okay, it makes sense why she didn't see him, because you really wouldn't be able to see him because those counters are high, which I'm like, why are those counters so high? So Kareem is upset about the fact that Dale is not up front, And they screaming, him and Sharon screaming out Dale's name, and then they got into an argument with each other like, oh, good God, these two gotta go. So then Sharon finds Dale, right? And Dale is in a pool of his own blood. So she calls the police. We're gonna move on. All right, you guys, Ellie. So Ellie, she's at home, right? And Alan is there. She's like, what are you doing here? He's like, I'm here in case he comes back. She's like, he's not gonna come back. He said, did you talk to the hunter? And she didn't answer him, right? And he says, I hope someone kills him. She's like, stop saying that shit. Someone's going to really think you want to kill him. Well, I kind of think he does want to kill him, right? Like, I don't wouldn't blame anybody if they want to take out Hunter. I really wouldn't. Because he's like, you hope he gets shot. He almost did. So then her phone rings. He says, is that him? So then he calls her trash. I'm like, but even Ellie and I both have the same question. If I'm such trash, why are you here? So her phone rings again. He takes it. He's like, it is him. So then his phone rings. He takes it out. He gives her phone, which rings again. They answer both of their phones. And I guess whoever's on the other line is telling them about what happened at the White House. So now they both have to leave to go to the White House, right? So Hunter is talking to Donald, right? And Hunter is telling Donald that he believes that it was Victoria's dad who took the hit out on him, right? But he's surprised that he missed. I'm like, yeah. So I don't think Victoria's dad, if he wanted to take a hit on you, Hunter, I don't think he would send someone that couldn't follow through with the job, right? I don't think so, right? Because if you're gonna hire a marksman, you're gonna hire someone who can take a shot, right? Hunter was wide open. Yeah. I really don't believe it was her dad, but it could be, right? Who knows? So then Kyle comes in and he's checking on his man, and Donald was like, he's right there. He's like, yeah, thanks for checking on me too. So they eventually leave, right? So then we see Priscilla. Priscilla went over to Nancy's house, right? And Nancy asked Priscilla, like, are you going to tell me what's wrong? And she's like, I can't tell you. It's very, very sensitive, right? But she then eventually tells her that it's the First Lady. Everything that she's told her has been about the First Lady. She's like, really? Yep. So she's like, she's going to divorce Sam. And in this moment, Nancy was advocating for Sam. I'm like, Nancy, you're deflecting, baby. You're talking about yourself. You're putting yourself in Sam's shoes. So then, out of nowhere, I guess the TV was on somewhere in the house, and they hear the report about what happened over at the White House. I'm like, well, how random was that? I'm like, that is so random, right? That the TV was on, but when that breaking news alert comes on, you can even hear the TV in the background. But that breaking news alert that came in, you definitely heard that breaking news alert. And Priscilla was like, you know what, Nancy, I gotta go. We understand. Actually, Nancy even asked Priscilla, do you even still have a job? When she said she went off on Victoria, she was like, I think so. Hell, I think you do too. And for what reason, I don't know. But you probably still got your job. But let's move on. All right, guys. Next up, let's talk about Alonzo. Alonzo, buddy, you are so much better of a man than I ever could be, right? Because Jason would be missing his teeth. Jason would have a black eye. Jason would be in a body bag. Jason would have some broken limbs and ribs. Like, Jason would be fucked up if it was me, right? Because you know what, Alonzo must really love his job. So Alonzo was trying to secure Jason, right? So they're in this room, and Jason is asking him these deep personal questions. Like, he's asking him, what do you think happened in his room? Do you think a president ever fucked a mistress not a mistress, but an intern in his room? He's like, are you married? He says, yes. He says, no, you're not. He says, let me see a picture of wife. Is she hot? I'm like, you asking this man if his wife is hot and if you can see a picture of her, right? So then he asked him, is he into Gail? That is pedophilia, but okay. So then Jason says to him, what would you do if I took my dick out and I started jacking off? I said, what? I'm like, Alonzo, he's actually being honest with you. He will pull his dick out and jack off. And that is exactly what Jason did. He pulled his dick out and jacked off. I'm like, do you get aroused? Like, I just don't understand that. Like, you gotta get aroused by a man. Because I just can't, I'm confused why you pulling your dick out in front of a man. Now, the women, I mean, you're sexually attracted to women, but you say you're not attracted to men, but yet instead you put your dick out in front of a man, and I would assume you're on hard. And then he starts doing it, and, Alonzo told him to stop. Then he tried to shake his hand, and then he did the ultimate disrespect. He slapped his face with his hand. I'm like, that would have been a point. I would have beat the brakes off that kid. I would have beat the brakes off of Jason, for real. So, Max and Blakely, right? We see them. They're finally back to wherever they were, right? So they find out they're talking about the fact that there was an attempt on Hunter's life. And then Bobby calls saying it wasn't him and that he's coming to them, right? When he said he's coming to them, he actually just literally walked in. So I'm like, so why didn't you just say I'm walking in? But hey, it is what it is, right? So Max is talking about they still need to take out Kyle, right? So he asked him, did he have your son? He says, no, he didn't. So then they were like, we need to call Martin and we need to call Sam. So Blakely says, don't call Sam on that phone. So then Bobby calls Martin, right? He gets no answer. And he's like, I don't get a good vibe from this, right? Like he's like, we got to get out of here. Like, I got a side eye from Martin just a little bit. Let me know what you guys think. I got a little bit of a side eye from Mr. Martin, right? So then we see not Max, but Donald and Kyle as they're talking, right? So they're basically briefing each other, right? Donald is finding out about what happened with Max, Blakely, and with Bobby. And he says, we got to stop them. So then he tells him about Hunter, thinking that Victoria's dad sent the person to, take the hit on him, right? And he wants to see the shooter. He's like, he's an idiot. I think we all know that Hunter's a full-fledged idiot, right? So Kyle asks, so that guy, you guys remember the guy that showed up in the last episode, the one that went and shot Dale, right? So Kyle was asking about that guy. I'm like, ooh, somebody's a little jealous bitch, huh? So he's jealous, right? I'm like, ooh. How does it work with both of y'all? Y'all are both jealous. But y'all, Donald and Kyle are a conundrum, an interesting one at that. But we're going to move on, you guys. All right, you guys. So we see Sam. So Sam is taking Victoria back to the residence, right? And she's coming on to Sam hardcore, right? And she's talking about the fact that Sam's dick is hard. He tells her to stop, that, it's only his wife. And she's just not stopping. He says, maybe you need to go to sleep. She says, come put me to sleep. I'm like, ooh, okay, Victoria. You saw how Priscilla came at you the last time, right? I don't think you're going to be so lucky the next time. I think the next time Priscilla going to beat the brakes off your ass. But go ahead, sis. Go ahead. So then Jason comes in with Alonzo, right? And, Jason is basically just taunting both of them. He tells Sam that he showed Priscilla the video and told Priscilla about him and Victoria. He says also, Sam, when you're having sex, you make some of the ugliest faces. And he started making faces. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, hilarious. So Jason leaves and Alonzo is there left with Sam. And Alonzo tells him, like, yo, Sam, it ain't gonna work out for me being on that kid, right? Because I'm gonna beat the little nigga ass, right? Because little homie, he sat there, pulled his dick out, started jacking off, tried to shake my hand, and then slapped my face. Like, yeah, nigga, it took everything out of me not to just bust him in his shit. Like, it took everything out of me not to just bust that nigga. Like, I wanted to rock his ass. Like, you hear me? Like, that's mad disrespectful, my dude. Like, you don't pull your dick out in front of another man unless you gay and start. Even then, if the man tells you no, you don't pull your shit out and just go to town on that shit. Like, I ain't with that shit. That's some foul, fucked up shit. So yeah, little nigga, look at him and body rock his ass. That's basically what Alonzo wanted to say. Like, little nigga, look at him and body rock his ass, cause shit, that's just the ultimate disrespect to a man. And I ain't even gay. Like if I was gay, it would be, even if I was gay, like nigga, ask me, like, am I into you? Do you like me? But you a kid. Like, no. So, Barry. I don't know why they even gave us this scene with Barry at all. It was like that. So you guys remember in the last episode that Barry went to Picky's guys, right? He told them about the money at the Rackadooshies, that they could have it if they help him go get Callie, right? So that's what they're doing, right? But unfortunately, Barry doesn't know where the compound is. So basically, they're just out in the dark and just driving around. So Richard called Barry to tell Barry, hey, bring your ass home because there's someone in at the FBI and I have a good inclination to believe that Callie is safe. So Barry's like, well, okay. And the dude was like, man, so I ain't getting that money? Like, man, I really want that money. I'm like, nigga, his daughter has been kidnapped by a cult. And here you are worried about the money. I mean, man, I gotta get that money. Like, nigga, okay, you're gonna steal money from a cult, right? How are you gonna, like, what you gonna do? Put it in a shoe, put it in a box? I'm pretty sure that this cult has hundreds of thousands of dollars. So where are you and your boys gonna put it? You gonna take it to a bank? Then they're gonna want to ask questions. Where did this money come from? Okay, whatever. Let's move on. All right, you guys. I think, yep, we're at the end of the episode. Well, we're wrapping up the episode. So we see back at the pharmacy as they have Dale on a stretcher. So while I'm like, I don't see a sheet over Dale, so I'm gonna assume that Dale is alive, and Dale is still in the opening credits. So I'm gonna assume that Dale is alive. So Kareem said, Kyle comes in. Kareem keeps repeating, "We're closed. We're closed." I'm like, you don't say that this man has a black suit, and you guys are in D.C. You don't think that might be a Secret Service man? But okay, go off, right? So Sharon wants to know, who are you? Because she's remembering the surveillance footage, and she's remembering, conversations that she's had with Dale, right? So she wants to get a picture of Kyle and take it to Sam. I'm like, Sharon, you might not be my favorite person, but girl, I wouldn't chase after that nut. So, like, he might kill you. So, it's gonna be best that you just kind of say, you know what, yeah, let's go to Sam. Let me give a description of this dude, and not take a picture of him. Just saying, to be on the safe side, right? So then we see Kyle. So Kyle goes outside and calls Donald. He's upset with Donald. I'm like, okay. You two are very interesting, right? Donald's like, come back to the White House. So Donald is in a sexual mood, right? He wants Kyle to come to the White House and punish him for what he's done. I'm like, oh, okay. Very interesting. It's really interesting because Kyle is upset, but I'm like, Kyle, never mind. Because Kyle is creepy, right? So then we move back over to Richard. How in the hell? Okay. I got Nancy. So Richard went home, right? And Nancy's talking to him. He's not as, the thing I will say about Richard is he's not as short with Nancy as he has been in previous episodes. But this is literally the same day that he found. How has his mood and demeanor changed in a couple of hours? Because it's literally the same day that he found out, or it's either the same day or the next day that I don't even know what day we're on. I've been reviewing this show since the beginning, and I still don't know what day we're on. In season 1, I could definitely tell you guys what day we were on, but when we got to season 2, I lost track of the days. I still don't even think that they've been in the office for a full week. They may have been in office a week at this point, but I'm doubtful of that, right? I'm gonna give them a week. I don't even think that they've been in office a full week. I don't even think it's been a full week. I really don't believe it's been a full week. It can't be. It could be, but I doubt it, right? So then she's asking him, does he know about the prison? He says, yes, I know, but I know as much as you know. So he says, they called in the senior staff, right? And she's like, I got your suit, I got you your lunch and a snack. At this point, Richard is, like I said, he's a a tamer version. I'm like, oh wow, so Richard is actually been a little bit nicer than Nancy these days. So then we wrap the episode up with Victoria. So Victoria's in bed, and who's in her room? The little creep, Jason, right? So he asks her, where's Gil? She says the same place that your ass is going. Jason is creepy. Like, I just, oh God. He thinks that Victoria's afraid of him. I don't know do you guys think that Victoria's afraid of him? Let me know in the comment section, you guys. But that's the end of the episode. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Leave your comments. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell button so you guys are notified when I drop anything else. Share the video and enter the next one. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Remember, wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye, guys. And it's raining again. You know, it starts and it stops. But I'll see you guys later. Bye. I'll see you guys later on tonight. We'll be doing Beverly Hills Reunion Part 1, Sisters, and we will be doing American Horror Story. Bye.